Can you feel the power? Feel the power of double X.
Positive Power 21.org. Internet radio.
You are listening to Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Hey, my name is Davis and I'm from Haiti, but I live in Dominican Republic. I'm here, Positive Power 21, Jerry Royce Live Worldwide.
That's right, you tell them. You tell them, little buddy, you listen to Late Night with Jerry Royce Live Worldwide and the beautiful Kelly Holland. What's up, family? Hope everybody doing well. We got some not so good news for you tonight. The beautiful Kelly Holland from Charm City will not be joining us tonight, but she will be back next week. That's right, Kelly take some time off. That's right, she's a busy lady. But anyway, Batman can hold down the fort. That's right, Jerry Royce Live right here on the Late Show. Hope everybody got their tea, your herbal tea, your coffee, whatever. And just a little bit of news out there. They just received, I believe FDA just released some information about aspartame. That's right. Pretty much they told us what people believe. That's right. It can cause some issues with your kidneys. So you may want to check it out. If you down in those big gulp Diet Cokes and Pepsis and stuff like that. Yeah, man. So, look for that in the news. It's out there right now. A lot of us do drink Diet Colas. I know I do when I go to restaurants, but I don't do them that often. But it could be some concern over a period of time, So they did release some information. Go out there and check it out. And you may have to scale back and just do water and lemons or something like that, and lime juice. I don't know. There's so many organic, natural ways you could do stuff these days to save your major organs, because that's what it's all about. There's so much stuff out there that can help us heal ourselves from Mother Earth. So we just gotta, search for it. You know how they always say, search and you will find. That's right. Find the answer. The answer's out there, y'all. You just got to look for it. Got to knock on some doors. Anyway, we got a great guest tonight. She is from the Maryland area, D.C., guess DMV. We'll find out exactly in a minute. Of course, Batman don't always do a lot of research because a lot of times I'm just doing the engineering. That's right. But tonight, Kelly told me to go ahead and roll with it. She trusts me. Coach Crystal said I got it, so I got it. But this is not Batman's first rodeo. Batman has over 2,500 episodes. That's right, for 10 years. And the station itself has over 11,000 episodes. That's right, because we also in partnership with Relations Radio with Kimmy Kim. And you can catch me and Kimmy Kim on Monday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Late Night. You look for some good shows. A lot of people are giving their testimony, their journey, their triumphs. I mean, God's doing this thing. Miracles are still going on. Now, we may not be seeing people walking on water and turning canes or sticks or staffs into snakes and stuff like that, but God is taking things to another level. I mean, I'm reading about people who were doomed by their doctors. Like he said, he can't do anything for them. He just can help you relieve the pain, and they're walking away pain free. That's right, free of arthritis, free of numbness, neuropathy, and diabetes, and all kinds of one of the 80 chronic illnesses that have been plaguing our bodies since the 70s. That's right. And what happened in the 70s, y'all? That's right. Synthetic tennis shoes came out and synthetic shoes. That's right. You can't even find affordable dress shoes with leather soles anymore. And that's the problem, y'all. We're not grounded with Mother Nature. Now, I'm not going to go deep into it. If you research what I just told you, probably say, oh, Batman, you're right. I'm not in touch with the earth anymore. I'm on my cell phone in front of the computer all the time. That's right. So you're full of positive energy, which is not a good thing because we need negative electrons. That's right. So look it up, y'all, and find out why you be feeling bad in the morning, because you're just not charged up, and you got to use coffee and ginseng and all kinds of stuff to get yourself going in the morning. Or running yourself raggedy in the gym, forming even more inflammation. That's what we're doing. But anyway, science has reached a new plateau, so you just have to look it up. And I found out just listening to a podcast that I didn't know this stuff was existing for over 20 years. That's right. So anyway, if they can fix the TV from static by grounding it, just think about what it could do for you. All right, well, let's bring our guest on. I'm going to just give you a little bit about her. I'm going to let her tell her story. Her name is Shermell K. Ward. That's right. She's an entrepreneur. She's an author. She's a poet. And she has an incredible journey. And she has a book signing. She releasing a new book. I think the book may have been out for a while. I'm not sure. I thought I saw some YouTube stuff that she's been floating around for a minute as an author. But let's talk to her and find out what's going on in her world. And I believe this is her line. Is this you, Miss Shermell? Is this you? Welcome to Late Night.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi, Jerry.
How you doing?
Thank you. Good evening. How are you?
I am doing phenomenal. That's right. Amazing.
I like that.
Yeah, that's right. I got up this morning and I'm breathing. That's right. So anyway, I gave him a little bit about you. So tell us, who is Shermell K. Ward? Who is she? Tell us about you, a little bit about you before we get into your story.
Sure. So my name is Shermell K. Ward, and I go by Star. I live in the Maryland area. Originally, I'm from Philly. However, I grew up an Air Force brat, so we lived all over the United States. I've been in Maryland for about 12 years. I have one son, actually, here, and he graduated college last year. So kudos for that. Happy about that. I'm a published author. And like you said, I do have a book signing coming up this Saturday at Barnes & Noble in Ellicott City from 1 to 4 p.m. And I'm asking everybody to come out and come and get your personalized book, autographed personally by me, and bring friends and family.
Yeah. All right. Good. So that's great because we have a lot to talk about. We got 45 minutes to get it all out. Now, tell us a little bit about your son. That's incredible, especially, now, black males coming out of school. Is he coming out on time? Or he stayed a little while? He had fun.
Actually, he came out exactly on time. He came out on time.
Good. Yeah, because my firstborn, I think he was there for 7 years. I kind of like wrote him off. I just did have fun. He was working there. He was inventing things and discovering things and just having a ball. I thought they had hired him at a time. But anyway, he did graduate after 7 years. I was hoping he was going to come out with an engineering degree, but he came out in communication. But he's doing great. Homeowner, law-abiding citizen, all that good stuff. All right, and then I got one more. My second born graduated last year, but she's about to start grad school in the fall. And then I have my youngest. He be out in spring of 2024. North Carolina A&T. Shout out to all the Aggie dads and moms out there. Amen. All right. So what school did he come out of? If you don't mind sharing.
Well, actually, he came out of a HBCU in Maryland, and he is a teacher.
All right. So was it Morgan or Bowie? Or Eastern Shore?
You're in the right vicinity. You're in the right vicinity.
Right,
you're close.
All right, cool. All right, so enough said there. All right, well, congratulations to you. I know that was phenomenal for you, and that was an amazing day, to see your son walk across the stage. All right. Well, moving on. We want to know, okay, how about you? What's your education background? You mind sharing that?
Sure. So I have a master's in management that I got in 2011, and I have a dual bachelor's degree in business management and marketing that I got in 2009.
All right.
So it's been a little while.
Yeah. All right. So you love school. You loved it.
Not anymore. I accomplished what I needed to accomplish, and I got out of there.
I know. It's funny. I went to my
student loans.
It was funny. This summer, I finally made our class reunion was like a combined class reunion. I think they went all the way back to 67 or something like that, all the way up to the last class of 23. Everybody had their little tents up and everything, barbecue and everything, and it was. I had a chance to talk to the young people that was serving the food, the catering. And I said, man, this school was really hard when I went here. They said, oh, man, sir, this school is hard. They said, this school is hard. And I said, yeah, man, it was like going to college, but you was in high school. And they said, it's still like that. I was like, and I know a lot of guys, because they were so stressed out in high school, they didn't even finish but 1 or 2 years of college. They got kicked out. They couldn't take no more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
It's not for everybody, for sure.
Yeah, man. But they did give us like a college equivalent degree, though. I think we got like certificates in engineering and all that stuff. So that's what I do now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's what I do now.
Okay, congrats to you.
Thank you. And my oldest son graduated from the same school. Yep. And my brother.
Oh, so that was sweet.
Yep, several cousins. Yep. He always burnt out by the time we was 18. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, good for you.
Following his father's footsteps.
Yeah. But so good for you. Stacking those degrees. That's what we have to do these days. It's not. I don't think there's a such thing as being overqualified these days. Does that still exist? Is that still a thing? Being overqualified?
It actually does exist, and I've had experienced it. So it does exist.
Wow.
Being overqualified for a position.
So you had to pull back. So the star had to pull back on a few resumes just to get in the door.
Yeah, pull back. Just put the bachelor's degree on there. Don't put that master's on there.
Yeah. I know, that's sad. It's like that. Anyway, but you got to take what you can get. But the good news is, everybody, a lot of the baby boomers are walking out the door. They had enough of corporate America and government. They just can't take it no more. They want to sit home and watch Netflix and Hulu. That's right. It's a lot of great series out there right now. But that is good. So anyway, so tell us, what promoted you to want to write this book? What encouraged you? What inspired you?
Yes. So what inspired me to write this book was just the process to heal from my pain, disappointments of relationship, marriage, divorce, and losing a baby. So I wasn't ashamed, and I'm not a failure. I'm a successor. You know why? Because I survived all those experiences.
Wow. So what's the title of the book? Because I'm looking at your bio. I don't see it.
Yes. The title of my book is Compositions of Me.
Oh, wow. Okay, I see it now. Okay, I see it. Compositions of Me. So this is just everything that you're made of is in this book. The good and the bad.
Everything.
The good and the bad.
Not everything.
But starting at what point in your life? So people, get people excited. Let's get them excited about this book.
Look at you trying to pry. You trying to pry?
No, I'm helping you promote it. That's what I do. Yeah, I used to be a publisher. I used to be a publisher.
Oh, wow, really? Okay.
Yep.
Well,
so I understand.
I would have to say from my mid-20s to my 30s.
That's a good time because those who are just getting into life, just got out of college, just shut that chapter of their life, they want to know what's in front of them, So can you say this book is kind of like what you can say they're walking in a time zone, you're taking them to the future, even though it's your past, but they can see in front of them what you're presenting in this book, in this composition.
Absolutely. A lot of people can actually see my life through their eyes. And some people have family members or either themselves that experience some of the similar situations that I have. And a lot of times people just need to know that, hey, someone else went through this and they survived that particular obstacle.
Right. And that is so important right now. And, basically, that's what Positive Power Christian Media is all about. Basically, all of our programming is here to help. I know sometimes people say, I can't take another sad story. But sometimes you need that because, how sometimes you always think people are pointed in your direction because they're there now. But sometimes it's a good idea sometimes to read and hear about it, because then when it happens to you, you kind of in a position where, I know what I can do to get out of this. This is what Shermell did. This is what Star did to get out of this situation. So is that book kind of going to take them through that tunnel? They can kind of see.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The book will actually take them through that so they can kind of see the journey that I had and perhaps that they had, and other people, family members or friends that had that similar journey and how they overcome it. So it is a good book for them to read so that they can see how I survived it and how everybody else can survive it too. And I'm happy now. So, that was the past and that was just a journey. Everyone has a different journey to take, right?
That's right.
So that was my journey. And so I wrote the book to help people through their journey.
So was it really smoky? Was it really dark? Did you take them to the darkness? The emotional, what you were feeling, very emotional?
Yes, absolutely. There are several poems in my book that are a little dark. They're a little dark, However, on the opposite of that, hit the light, and I survived the situation.
Yeah. Are you in position to share some poetry tonight?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I can share a poem. I have one.
You ready? Are you ready now?
Be ready to go. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
The floor is yours.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get this poem out for you.
And I love poetry. That's how Positive Power pretty much got started. I was meeting a lot of poets when we first got the program up. Because basically I was part of a poetry club. I think it's called Black Butterfly. It was on Yahoo. That was before like Facebook really got off the ground. It was Yahoo groups, and I was in a lot of poetry groups, and a lot of people were sharing their journey through their poetry, and a lot of stuff was really, really dark, man. But it got us where we are today. All right, you ready, Star?
I am ready. This one is titled Plan B. Plan B, damn. Now I see. Believing that lies and deceit, he told me. I married for love, you see, but now my husband has no love for me. In his mind, love is to hate, destroy, and misuse me. I look into his eyes, and all I see is the wicked plans he has in store for me, giving me false hopes of our union and how it's supposed to be. Becoming someone else, like an enemy. I promised to love, honor, and respect, not knowing my husband had no intent. This marriage has been hell from the start. The man I married has strife in his heart, neglect in his veins, and deceit in his smile. I'm so disappointed. Why? Because I didn't have Plan B.
Wow. Not disrespecting him, but just can you just take us back in the future? Like, what was his past like? That you didn't see in the beginning. When you guys was courting. Was his past affect him? Because a lot of times you hear that. A lot of times people went through so much trauma. You don't see it in the beginning because you made them so happy they just forget about it. But then when things get back to normal, the honeymoon phase is over. It's just you start seeing some of that. Can you share something?
Well, sure. Well, we don't have to say his name, but after just having conversations, it seemed like there were a lot of back and forth arguments, disagreements with the parents. So he saw volatile relationships. But that's not something somebody tells you when you're first dating and meeting them, and definitely not when you first get married. Mm-hmm. So he experienced that with his parents, how the way they communicated and interacted with each other.
Yeah, they're not going to share that. Wow. That's deep. So anyway, all right, we're gonna move a little. Did you guys share the child in that union? Your son? Is he part of that union?
No, not part of that union. He's part of another union.
Oh, okay. So you said you were married once or twice?
Twice.
Twice. Okay. So all of that is in the book?
This book is a combination of marriage and relationships.
Whoa, they're gonna like this. They're gonna like this composition. I got a good feeling. I'm curious now. I think I'm gonna ride out in the Ellicott City on Saturday and get a signed copy.
Come on out and get your personalized copy.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of end of the day because I have a couple meetings that's gonna be ending pretty late in the afternoon. But I think I could make it though. Wow. As
long as you're there before 4:00 or 3:45.
Okay. As long as it's not storming outside, because Batman don't drive in the rain. We've been getting a lot of that. As long as the weather is sunny. Wow, this is really interesting. I think people are curious about this one. Because a lot of us have been down that road before. Sometimes some people. Well, not everybody. Sometimes you can kind of see the writing on the wall. You're like, but when you're in love, though, especially when you're courting a person, you kind of really don't care about all the other dark stuff that's coming along. You just, that person is just something special about. You spend a lot of time with them, and that's you're ready to take the next step. So you kind of don't see some of the other stuff. You don't see how it's going to affect you. It may be in the back of your mind. People may be warning you, but are you really listening, though? That's the thing. And I think anybody can relate to where you're going in your book. I think they can. especially for those of us that's in the baby boomer age. A lot of us are on our first, second, and third marriage, so they definitely probably could relate. And people probably still hurt and traumatized by some of those relationships. Do you feel that writing this book was it therapeutic for you?
It really was. It was very therapeutic for me. Sometimes in life we go through different experiences. We're not for sure how to navigate how we're feeling. We may be ashamed to talk about it with different family members or friends. So you kind of bottle that in. So instead of bottling it in, I decided just to write about it, just to release those experiences that I had. And to know that, okay, that happened, but now I'm looking forward to someone who would give me what I couldn't get in those relationships or marriages.
Yeah. How many rewrites did you have with this project?
I probably had a couple, not many, because I did, I write differently. So I did a rough draft first, and then I went back, and tweaked a little here and there.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a lengthy process for me.
Good. And this is your first project, your first book?
This is my first published book. When I was 11 years old, I did write my first unpublished book.
And that was a poetry book?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I figured about you being a poet, you probably had a lot of journals, which you can consider to be, unpublished work, until you release it to the public. Because a lot of people keep, poetry books to themselves for during their childhood for very, very long. Because it got them through school, got them through puberty. And maybe later on they release it. All right. So one of the big questions we like to ask you, what's the keys to success in getting a book out to the public? A lot of authors are struggling in that area, and that's why Positive Power was born. Because like I mentioned earlier, I was a publisher, and it came to a point where after they sold their books to their family and friends and neighbors and coworkers, they still have boxes because back in the day, before online publishing and Amazon digital and ebooks, audiobooks, you had to go through an offset printer, which means you couldn't print nothing less than 500 books, and that's expensive. The more units you print, the cheaper each unit is, and that means there's more profit, in between the cost in what you're selling it for. So we're in a different era right now. So tell us, what's the success to getting your book out to the public? What are you doing so special?
Sure. The key to success in getting my book out to the public is promotion. And I use social media, network when I go to different professional events, and reading my book at public and private events like Busboys and Poets, the National Harbor book sale they had a couple of years ago. So I do a lot of those type of events to get my book out to the public.
Good. Yeah, and in dealing with COVID and everything, I know I slowed a lot of people down with doing in person. So what was you doing during that period? When we was in the shutdown mode.
In the shutdown mode, I was just kind of relaxing. I was working in corporate at the time, and actually sent us home, with COVID, because the facility I worked at, we had a lot of students, so they sent everyone home. So I was just relaxing because, you work so much in corporate, you're doing things, and you're not getting recognition for it. And I just basically kind of took time to myself. What did you do?
Well, lucky for me, COVID was kind of benefited us because at the time, we do television as well. And we produce shows for over 5 cable television networks around Atlanta, North Carolina, and New York, Brooklyn, and the Bronx. But us having to fly the talent into Maryland and shoot in the studio, that was like costly traveling, studio time. So when Zoom went to another level, and now it's pretty much almost close to film quality, we're able to do everything virtually and able to help other people get into television. And we was able to start a television network at the same time because streaming was starting to become really, really popular, and Netflix had pretty much perfected it. And then, when you saw Fox Soul kind of really encouraged me to, and another network that I was doing business with up in Detroit, they kind of encouraged me as well to do it, especially because of the amount of content that we have. We have so much, because I used to film plays, concerts, you name it, showcases. And so I have a lot of content, and especially when it comes to Christian spiritual talk shows. So it was the right time, and I think COVID got me a chance to just sit still and be quiet and listen to that little small voice that be trying to communicate with you, but you're ignoring it. I could hear it clear. I could really hear it clear. And then I was able to listen to professional podcasters and how even the artists were walking away from labels and going independent, So it was just, even I still provide content to those stations, but I'm able to repurpose it for my station, which is a good thing, especially with the power of YouTube, the largest television network in the world, free, just put your channel together and do your thing. So that's what I was doing. And also I discovered that I still had a love for puppets and Muppets, so I was able to produce a children's television show with music for kids, and working with top producers affiliated with the Grammys and the Emmys, which was a blessing because I would have never thought that God would have blessed me with that much talent. Because I don't write music, and my daughter does, and she sings, but we needed like studio quality stuff, So, I was working with another network, studio out in Johannesburg, South Africa, which helped us get our music videos out there and get the puppets known. And so they on television as well in North Carolina and in New York as well, in Atlanta. So that was a blessing. So,
well, congratulations to you for that.
Thank you. Yep, and nothing but a nomination for television awards and
oh wow!
Yep, great things like that. Yep, and like I said, being home, this because one thing too, I have a issue with my immune system, so I couldn't really go out in sports arenas. Like I love football, and I couldn't do those kind of things anymore. So I was just sitting still, just homing in on the craft, understanding where God was taking us. And that had come to mind too, getting back into publishing as well. But this is just another level of publishing, helping authors still. And that's what I was telling you. One of the funny things is, with Amazon coming on like they have with the ebooks, and then you have Audible. They own Audible. Well, a lot of people didn't know that Amazon own Audible. And you're talking about books and audio. You're able to hit another demographics, and that's your truck drivers and your commuters. They're able to, and some people understand your content better when they listen to it versus when they read it themselves. A lot of people got focus issues, and people forget about that too. That people are dealing with mental health issues now, so it keeps them so unfocused. So listening to audio books really help you be able to take in the content and remember it, and make it last. So, how you feel about that? Do you see yourself going into audiobooks?
Absolutely. So, as you were talking, I was just there. I'm like, wow, we really need to connect, because I was told that audio is what people are going to now. A lot of people don't like to read, and they love the audio option. So that's something you and I have to keep reconnect about, so that I can do that. I'm open to that.
That's
I'd love to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not that some people don't like to read. I'm the devil advocate. Okay, I don't believe it's that they don't like to read. I think sometimes it's like a time thing and a focus. Because how sometimes you can sit there and read some directions, especially now the way they give you directions for putting furniture and stuff. They give you like, wait a minute, I got to read that again. It doesn't make no sense. And sometimes that can happen with people, because some people intellect is so way out there. Most writers are like some of the most intelligent people on the planet. So, but then you're saying someone who's not used to reading every day or don't have to read every day, they kind of gonna miss some points. But if they listen to people speak and they listen to music all day long, right, and communicate. So I think that's where audiobooks are very effective to me. You agree with that?
Yes, absolutely. So I'm going to be looking through that. So be expecting my phone call.
Amen. Yeah, we have some talent to help you get there too. And one of the things I learned about Amazon, they have always been strict when it comes to graphics and composition being a certain way, And even Audible, they are so strict when it comes to their content, because it took a while for some of our podcasts to be accepted. You know, they have a, when you get accepted by Audible, you should be really feeling good about yourself. It's like close to getting a master's degree or a doctorate, because they make it hard for you. Yeah, they stress you.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes it's not, they want to accept anybody, you know. It's almost like everybody got to be like on a special list of that you can use, you know. But anyway, all right, well, we're going to move past your book now. I think everybody's excited about it. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Next, you're an entrepreneur. Tell us about your business enterprise. Yeah, tell us about that.
Yes, so I am the business owner of Ward Traveling Notary Public. And what we do is we assist clients with all legal documentation, whether they have a loan modification, home purchasing, any legal documentation. We travel to their homes as a service to them. So guess what? They don't have to pick up the kids and try to, come to us. We actually service the clients wherever they need, whether it's their home, office, hospital, etc. My other business is called Love Efficient. I'm an ordained minister, and I assist couples in Maryland and Washington, D.C., local, physical locations. However, if you live in a state where Project Cupid is, you can get married online. So I do offer Zoom. Yes, I offer Zoom ceremonies online.
That's
and also
incredible.
relationship commitment ceremonies. And wedding vow renewals online. So if you don't want to renew your wedding vows at a location again, spend all that fancy money, you can do it in your own home.
Wow, that is because people have beautiful homes now. You know, they would love to do it. Now, would you come on site to do something like that? Help someone renew their vow? Oh, cool.
Yes, we do physical locations, as long as they're in Maryland and Washington, D.C.
All right, DMV. So do you travel to the Delmarva, Delaware? Do you do Delaware?
No, not to marry a couple, no.
Okay, need
But
licensing.
if they're on Project Cupid and their state allows them, I will marry them Zoom.
Wow, that is incredible. It just shows you where with COVID produced, all these different opportunities to do business virtually. That's incredible. Wow. Congratulations to you. So how does it feel being an entrepreneur? I know it's not for everybody because, sometimes, you got to be your own cheerleader, no matter how you feel, and especially when you're sick and, you're drained, you still you have to be the one to go out there and get the business, close the business, and do the business. So tell us about that journey, becoming an entrepreneur.
Absolutely. Sure. I spent a lot of years working for other people and not getting the recognition, being told when I can have days off, when I can go to my son's activities, when I can go to doctor's appointments. And, I was tired of that life. I wanted the flexibility to do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. So it's a funny story that I was actually looking for a notary for my documents. I had to go over 3 towns over. This is when I lived in Montgomery County. And so I said, you know what, there's a niche for this.
Yeah.
So that's when I started my business. And I started off in Montgomery County and then worked up to Prince George County to Arundel and now in Baltimore County. So if anybody needs a notary, they're welcome to give us a call at 301-965-1980, 301-965-1980. They can visit our website at wardtravelingnotarypublic.com.
Amen. Now, being a notary kind of reminds me of like being a landscaper. It's like you put your card or your flyer on their mailbox and they'll get in and say, you know what, I'm going to save this for that when I need that landscaper. I need that tree cut down or that tree removed or whatever, So it's like, so how do you promote that? Is it a similar approach as a landscaper? Is it kind of
No, it's not. So I work with attorneys, I work with realtors, and also we are just not no regular notary, okay? Let me specify that. So our organization, we are NNA certified and Better Business accredited, along with an elite member of the Chamber of Commerce. So we're not just a regular notary. So we do other things just besides notarized documents. Right. And we do work with other organizations as well.
Cool. Right. And that's the good thing about networking with organizations, other businesses that need your business. So you kind of like doing business to business in a way. Would you say that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we work with other businesses. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like part of the team, you know. Cool. All right. Yeah. Now, you got all this stuff going on. So how did you find time to write the book? What was the method to that?
This was before, so everything that I'm doing now, I didn't have these same responsibilities when I wrote the book. So that was a little different. It took me, it's about maybe, I would say under 6 months to fully write the book. It took a while because, you know, as writers, we start writing and then life happens. Let's say, you know, you get distractions with your kids, work, etc. So then you stop writing, right? So you have to come back to it and be disciplined. So I had to come back to it and finish it. So it was a process, but I got it done.
Cool.
It definitely takes discipline.
Yeah, cool. Well, we're going to take a little break, a little music break. We're going to promote an author who was just on the show named Pastor Henry. The title of his show is called Build Me Up. And I thought it was fitting with this interview because basically this is what her book, the journey of her book. For those of you who are down right now because of a relationship, you lost a loved one because they just didn't want to be there no more. I think this is a great song that encourages, and also this interview as well. And once you get that book is going to take you to another level as well. It's going to encourage you to go out there because somebody out there special for you right now. You know, they're just waiting for you to get yourself together. A lot of times we say, well, we can't find that person. It's because you're really not ready. And you could be waiting for them to get out of a bad relationship too. So you got to wait for that to happen. So think about that. All right, hold tight. Let's listen to Pastor Henry Brown. Amen.
Singing, oh Lord, oh, I'm asking you one more time. I'm praying, oh Lord, come on. Oh, I'm asking you one more time. I'm praying, oh I'm asking you one more time. Oh, strengthen me where I'm weak. Fill me up where I'm torn down. Singing,
Wow, man, that music is just encouraging, motivating. That's worship music, y'all. No matter how you're feeling, it's gonna make you feel good by the end of that song. All right, we're talking to Star right here on Late Night with Jerry Was Loud Worldwide and Kelly Holland. I know you guys probably say, where is Kelly? She got the engineer doing the show. Is she crazy? It's my show, y'all. website. me and Kelly sharing the success of this show. That's right. Kelly is very successful with this show. They just love her here in the Baltimore area, especially Randallstown. I don't know why is Randallstown so important, but they just love her. The numbers are high in Randallstown and in UK. They love Kelly in the UK. Kelly, we're going to take a trip to the UK, and we probably have to travel with Paula D because she goes to London all the time. So we're going to have to travel with her. All right, we're talking to Star. She wrote a book about her journey in her marriages and some other things. You guys are going to have to get that book to find out, but I know I got to get that book because sometimes you need to read those things because you want to know, are you going on the wrong track or are you going on the right path or not? And I know, I celebrated 31 years of marriage myself. And, people say, how you do it? Once you get past that 7th year, it gets a little easier. But they say people change every so many years. Was it 17 years? They say you're a completely different person. Your whole cellular structure changed. That's right. Batman is big into earth science and human science. My mom and I are always talking about human behavior. But you talk to some of the old school people, that's in the 70s and 80s that survived it. It was like, what was their marriage like? Did they just become roommates or friends, or they just held it together because they enjoy holidays with the children and the grandchildren? She let Pop do his thing. Let him, go to his organization meetings. Hang out with the, his tailgate friends. That's all he really wants is a little bit of freedom. Let him buy the car he want. And just Sunday home cooked dinners. So how did Grandma do it? How did she hold it together? How did she take the mean talks? When he was upset or when he came in drunk. For hanging out at the legions, the army bases, whatever them places called, the watering hole too long. How did she handle it? The young girls today, they'll fight you. I know my daughter, she holds like black belts and stuff. She got 4th degree red belt, and I think she got green belt and kickboxing and stuff. I don't think anybody can beat that unless they train. How you handle that? Gen K, Gen Z, X, even Generation X. Those are some, they right on the tail end of the baby boomers. And a lot of baby boomers, those guys didn't stick around. Baby boomers they went through some stuff in marriages. Have you ever talked to them, man? Yeah, they got the kids because that was an important time because we wanted to see our kids go to. Well, I'm not baby boomer, but they wanted to see their kids get college education. That's HBC was big for African Americans that was in baby boomer range. They took government jobs, state jobs, utility jobs. They did what they could to get their kid in college, but a lot of times they didn't stick around with a bad marriage. They didn't want to make it work. Interesting stuff, y'all. All right, so you want to touch on some of that? What I just talked about, Star? You want to hit on that?
Well, actually, I'm going to say is congratulations to you being married for 31 years. Woohoo! And what's the secret? And don't say communication because that's not just it.
Oh, she smells good. She smells good. I think they just discontinued that cologne too. She been wearing it for 30-something years. That's how she got me. People don't understand how pheromones, those scents work. I don't care how mean she is. She smells good.
Uh-oh.
I don't care how many times she don't cook dinner or wash the clothes or do the dishes. She still smells good at the end of the day. Yeah.
Well, when's your wedding anniversary?
It was in April, that first week.
Oh, okay. Okay, because I was going to say, hey, we can do a wedding vow renewal, on Zoom, and you can book it at consultourloveofficial.setmore.com.
Man, I was so nervous.
Maybe next year, right?
I was so nervous 31 years ago. I don't know if I can go through that again. I was nervous.
But it's going to be in your home. It's going to be on Zoom this time.
I'm still going to be nervous and be sweating bullets. Yeah, I'm not that same guy anymore.
Uh-oh.
I show sweat, before you can hide behind it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. People always ask the secret, because I have a couple friends who are still married. And I have one homeboy, I was still amazed that he stuck it out. But I'm going to have to ask him one day, how did he do it? Because he was like one of the ones I thought he was going to be the first one that was going to make that announcement. But he hung in there. Yeah. Yeah, but he's a hard worker though. He does a lot of stuff around the house, and but you know, we come from that party generation. The '80s was huge for my generation. Man, I mean, starting with Thursday night all the way until Sunday, and we just fell into work on Mondays. Yeah, we had a lot of jobs back then. A lot of that generation, because they couldn't hold on to jobs because they wasn't focused in the morning. It was powered by coffee. But it was really. I tell people all the time, like the young people, like, how y'all have fun? I just don't get it with y'all. And how y'all even graduate from college? Because there's no way I would have came out of college with Netflix and Hulu running at the same time. No way. I'm like hooked on The Flash right now, and I found that's like 9 seasons, and I'm only in season 2. It was like 60 episodes. Yeah, it's like how do you? Yeah, I know my kids came up with straight A's. Well, not the first one. He was there for 7 years, but the other two, they get like the same grade, straight A's. They actually do better in college than they did in high school. That's what we had to pay for it. But it's like, how do they do it? I'm like, I got the cell phone where you can reach out to your friends and you can track your girlfriend and boyfriend. It's like, how you stay focused? We was dealing with answering machines and landlines back in the day, and staking out in front of the person's house. Yeah, and staking out in front of their house to see when they come in and who they was with, because they ain't return your calls yet. How do they do it? I know that would be really interesting to talk about. But a lot of them not in relationships anyway. They just hang in packs, Yeah, it's really, and even this star too. A lot of employers are actually changing how they do business and do recruitment now. Like right now, this pandemic really woke up a lot of corporate America, because I know I was in a training class with I think it was like 25 of us, and I think it was like 22 of them were like recent graduates. And I think they lost like half the class before we was even halfway through the training, which was like 9 months. They were gone like 2-3 months. They were taking another job. They was taking jobs that was like their dream, the one they really, really wanted. So they didn't stick around and say, oh, this is going to be great. This is a career. I can stay as long as I want, as long as I don't mess up. But they don't stick around. They go for the money really, really quick. So, promotion to them is not like waiting a year or two before for the company tell them it's time to get a promotion. They just go apply for a promotion. They get their year or two experience and they gone. And they knew that's a concern, that revolving door. Companies just can't afford to do, because training almost costs an average of $30,000 a year for an individual to be trained, because you're using a lot of resources. So they finding out now that they like virtual jobs, because remember, a lot of them finished their last year or two virtually, right? So they kind of like that, So I think it's passing down to a lot of the because I've heard a lot of baby boomers say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna stick around as long as they got this telework thing working. They're gonna stick it out, because they know they really can't afford to retire, because just look at inflation right now." Insurance companies are like going crazy with the rate hikes, right? People say their water bill is like almost half their mortgage or rent, and then the utilities are going up. So it's like, can people really afford to not be married anymore, or not be with have someone to be a partner? Can they really afford that now? Because I mean, I know where you and I lived at, I think the average for a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom is around $2,100 a month, right?
That sounds like mortgage.
Yeah, but that's what they paying for rent. I know people mortgages is cheaper than that. But of course, the average cost of homes in these areas is $300,000 to $400,000. Yeah, it's kind of hard for you to do that kind of stuff by yourself, unless you're making 6 figures or 7. Ain't nobody going to pay you that coming right out of college, unless you're there for a while. So, so I feel like your book is kind of like a resource, because now it's almost like, can you really afford to split from your spouse these days? It's like ruining people's credit. And right now, credit score, and this is another subject too, but it's part of your book. Credit is so important for African Americans, because you go in there, I couldn't believe this. And listen to me, people. I took my daughter she wanted a 4-wheel drive in the same car she has now, right? And I bought that car for her. So we went to get it. It was about the same price, and we just was going to just let it be in her name, and I was going to co-sign. I was just let it be her thing. And you believe that at the time they approved her credit and everything and verified her employment, they still wanted to charge her like 21% interest. I was like, dude, that's like a Porsche. Wow. That's like a Porsche car payment for a subcompact. That's crazy. But they had a look on their face like, so what, man? I'm trying to get paid, you know. And I was like, wow. So you have to have not just the good credit score, but then you got to have the employment history. So job hunting. I mean, how's that going to work when you're job hopping? You know, you don't have no history. So it's like, do they have to start throwing that away out the door too? Because nobody's going to be sticking around on no jobs more than 2 years because they're trying to get the dream job. You know, how long is it going to take? You know, and then people moving into entrepreneurship really fast right now. And one time, it was hard to prove your income as an entrepreneur. You got to really keep great books. And, you know, being your other business, how important that is to have documents in place and verification and data. So can people really afford not to, you know, stay in their marriage? You know, maybe you should just split the house up. What you think?
Listen, back in the day, they used to do that. Didn't grandma and grandpa just sleep in separate rooms?
Yeah.
They did that back then.
Yeah, they did. But, you know, they didn't fight, like physically fight. I mean, now domestic violence is so high right now. I mean, I'm not sure if that's in your book and we'll find that out. Because a lot of times they get to that point where people say, okay, I can handle the verbal abuse, but then when you start putting your hands on me and I got to really fight you to survive, then that's a different ball game. Because that's a real thing too. Because I know when I first started this this network, a lot of my authors were writing books like that, and it was so dark, you know, and it was really scary, you know, how bad it is in this country. But I don't know, man. Wow, ooh, man, that was a rabbit hole right there. All right, Star. We're at the end of our program. I know we talked about a lot, and I know, but it is connected with your book. I'm quite sure it is because it's part of life, you know. And sometimes finances do ruin relationships when that's the first thing happen. People are not happy with their jobs, and then it just start roller coasting out of control. Everything, you know, the communication, the verbal abuse, the mental abuse, you know, the human behavior thing is just gone. All right. Any final things you want to throw out there before we close out the program? Appreciate having you.
Yes, absolutely. So I want to let the listeners know that we are offering free notary services at our Baltimore Community Forest Park Library, which is located 3023 Garrison Boulevard in Baltimore, Maryland. The next day, well, today was one date for free notary services. We have another date coming up July 26th from 12 to 2. So everybody get the word out about that. I want people to really take advantage in the community of receiving free notary services because actually, you know, that costs. But we offer that to our Baltimore community. So people come on out. Also, I want people to follow me. You can follow me on Instagram at The Love Efficient Star. Subscribe to my YouTube channels for the latest events at Star Love Efficient 6565. Check out our Get Inspired by Love videos. We want you to like, comment, share with friends and family. If you want access to everything, you can go to my Linktree, which is Linktree/Star Love Efficient. And I look forward to seeing everyone this Saturday at Barnes & Nobles in Ellicott City from 1 to 4 p.m.
All right. Don't forget, y'all, she's at wardtravelingnotarypublic.com. Let me make sure we put that in the show notes as well. Wow. You know, I'm not too far from that Garrison location. I used to go to that library, you know, as a student. I remember the library. Yeah. That's a big business. That's a big business district, too, because of all the car dealerships and churches is around there. Yeah, it's huge. All right. Yeah, it's like they call it like the Ricestown Road Plaza stretch, you know, that whole corridor all the way down to Garrison. All right. Good for you. Good for you. So happy for you. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Well, look, you want them to get that book, right? Tell them again where that location where you're going to be this Saturday.
Yes. So I'll be at the Barnes & Nobles In Ellicott City, the address is 4300 Montgomery Road, Ellicott City, Maryland. The zip code is 21043. Again, bring your friends and family. Come out, everyone, and get your personalized autograph book of Compositions of Me. The book signing you don't want to miss, so I'll see everyone there.
That's right. That's a nice location, too. I know a lot of people love the Ellicott, especially that shopping market district. It was really nice. I think they had to go on the renovation because it was a big flood. It hit that area before the pandemic. It got washed out. Yeah, come on out, everybody. Yeah, Batman going to try to make it out there, too. I'm going to try hard. All right, but Star, we enjoyed having you on the show. Man, you opened up a lot of can of worms, man. And again, that book, The Composition of Me, is in there, y'all. You got to get it. And I know for those of you that's not big on reading, get the book, share it with a friend who loves, a lot of people love those, of course, love romance books are really, really big. But I'm sure you got a little bit of that in the beginning of your journey, right? A little bit.
There's some good stuff in there. There's definitely romance in there, so they got to get the book.
That's right. Get it, y'all. Romance junkies, get it. All right. And those of you like drama, get it. Get it. Drama queens, they love those kind of books. That's right. All right, everybody. We thank you so much. Shout out to Kelly Holland. Just right, Kelly Holland. Batman held it down for you. If Kelly would have loved to have you, we're going to have to have you back because, Kelly gives a different type of interview than the Batman. Batman goes deep in charted waters. That's right. But
you did, Tiptoe. You did.
yeah. And I understand, you didn't want to give too much, of all the dimes away of your book. You want to save some dollars for, another day. So come on out, everybody. Come meet the Batman. That's right. I'll be on the tail end of everything. I know people have been trying to get me to come out. I feel safe now. I have been, I've been taking the mask off, y'all. I even got my hair cut and shaved without the mask. So Batman is out there. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. This is Late Night with Jerry Was Live Worldwide and Kelly Holland right here on Positive Power, WXI Christian. Don't forget, we here every Monday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Kimmy Kim, as well as Thursday with Kelly Holland. Also, starting at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Thursday, you can check the other family members of Positive Power. Come join the community. Thank you.
You are listening to Jerry Was Live Worldwide Podcast.
Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power of double XI.
Positive Power 21.org. Internet radio.
You are listening to Jerry Was Live Worldwide Podcast.
Hey, my name is Davis and I'm from Haiti, but I live in Dominican Republic. I'm here, Positive Power 21. Jerry Was Live Worldwide.
Beautiful people, my name is Popular the Generous, gospel artist from Lagos, Nigeria, Africa, and you're listening to the Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast. I got my new single playing on there, Hadura. You don't want to miss it. One love, one God, one people, and one faith. Hallelujah day. That's how we roll. That's how the team go.